Okay, just a quick video on Edward Leedskalnin when he was at Rockgate, 1944. In 1944, it appears he was doing a number of demonstrations on how he broke the stone out of the base, how he raised it, and how he actually moved it across land using his come along. He showed he would move it inch by inch. He's got logs underneath the large blocks, and then longer logs below that, kind of like railroad tracks. Why I believe this is a demonstration is because this stone here is only going to go to there before you have to move your come along again. Over here, we actually see Ed removing some of the wedges from below the stone. There's another still picture that shows Ed pounding wedges underneath the stone to break it free from the base. But the mystery is, how did he get this cable underneath and wrapped around to put tension on the stone? So it appears he has tension on the stone. We have large chain that goes down into a cable or a belt type piece. It comes back around into the chain. There's tension on this stone. It's not broke free from the base. And he's pounding in a number of wedges, around 14 or so wedges, all the way along the base of the stone to break it free. You can see the marks of this on all the stones, especially when you look at his tower. What he's building in this video in 1944 is his tower. He's working on that. And the only way that Ed may have done this is everything's been pre-prepped for this video. He's demonstrating a number of different things that he does to move the stone to people. I believe the stone may have already been cut, all ready to go by the time the cameras got there. So in the still picture, it shows Ed pounding in these wedges and breaking the stone free. In the video, it actually shows Ed removing the wedges. So in the still photograph, he's pounding in the wedges, breaking the stone free, supposedly. Here he is removing all of the wedges. And then the video continues on to show him raising the stone, which is the same stone in the postcards. According to these marks, anyway. Right now Ed is working on his living quarters and tool room. I have not a clue. The tool room may have already been built. The wheel may have already been there. I'm not sure. But right now he's demonstrating how he's going to bring all the large stones over to build his tower, to build his living quarters. The wall is already here. I would assume the corner's there with the entrance. He's got one tripod here, another tripod here, and then if we move up, he's got another tripod, right at his tower. He's got the tower half built at this point in time. I shouldn't say the tower is half built, but the roof is half on. So he's working on the one wall of the tower here, and then he's still got to complete the roof. The stone that he's lifting up here is this stone here. So that's 3 tripods so far. Got this one here, that one there, and then we got another one over in the quarry. There's another 4th tripod right here. This 4th tripod is outside of the park, and there would have been another quarry in here, I would assume. 1 tripod here, another one there, another one there, and then there's another one in the quarry that we can't see. So he's actually got a total of 4 tripods. Right here is a close-up of that actually working on his tower. And he's on the one side. What we're looking through here is the window. Over here would be his doorway. And then the stairs. This is the window. There's a ladder. You can see how he's got the tripod set up here. It also has a trailer set up in behind here. Very hard to see in this picture, but there is a trailer behind there with solid rubber tires and logs for a deck. So in here there's no mystery solved or anything, because we still do not know how Ed actually carved things out of the quarry and actually got the cable underneath to lift. Here's a really good shot of all the wedges below. A lot of times when stone is quarried, there's holes drilled. And then there's a metal pin, and there's wedges that go with the metal pin. Whereas Ed just used wedges and somehow pounded them in. In some older newspaper articles, it said that if you go down deep enough into the coral, it is softer. But I don't know how soft it would be. It would still have to have some sort of lattice structure so it would break away from the base. It would still have to be hard enough. But it's possible it's quite soft and can be carved easily. In here there's a big pile of tailings, or whatever you would like to call that. Why it is over there rather than by the quarry, I'm not sure. I don't know if he was moving the stones out of the quarry and then dressing them and then moving them across over to his tower. The quarry itself was very clean. Here's that trailer there I was talking about. The tire right there, and the back end of the trailer is right here, right across. It's probably logs forming the deck of the trailer, and then we got solid rubber tires. It's easier to see in other pictures. But he would unload whatever off there, then move it on down the line. Apparently. I'm not sure how Ed got that cable in there. You can see that he does have a spacer in between the stone and the cable that comes around, so it doesn't damage it too badly right on the ends. I don't know if that already had this cut out before they came and did the photo shoot and the film. I'm not sure how wide that cable is that goes around and down. The fourth tripod is right over in here where we can't see in this shot. If you look in here, you'll see a log, and it's on some wooden rails here. And in this shot here, it'll show our fourth tripod, and then down in here, we have the same log on the wooden rails. I believe that at a quarry out front here. As far as the cutting of the coral and everything goes, there may be a certain tripod that he used to cut the stone, another one to move the stone, etc., etc., etc. I don't know. But if we do go with cutting the stone with cable, and if we're using a tripod, that may be another method. It's quite obvious there was a quarry out here though, and he was moving stone that way from here. The other quarry is over here. Obelisk is here. So there's one tripod, 2, 3, and the other one's over skirting the quarry over here. Right here. So Ed was using 4 tripods, at least, in the making of his living quarters and the tool room. The tool room may already be made by this point. The wheel may be already made at this point. I do not know, but there really is no evidence for that. boxes on each of the tripods. I've found no evidence for anything other than protect him against rain and water damage so far. So it appears the last structure that Ed built at Rock Gate was his tower. At least his living quarters, and then he completed this wall off towards the barbecue and the Repentance corner, the whole corner there. He would have continued this wall down. Right now the quarry is fairly narrow, and he's on the first jog of it, and he's cutting in. Eventually they'll come across a little bit over here. There'll be walls set up over here. I'm not sure, but I think he carved the walls straight out of this part and stood them up. And that would bring us close enough to the obelisk. The Repentance corner over here. Oh yeah, also in this picture here, right there's another large pile of tailings from the quarry. Meanwhile, it appears the quarry's over here. I don't know why all the tailings and everything are over here. Said that Ed did keep everything quite organized. Large stone and large stone piles, fine stone and tailings and other piles. There's a pile there. Once again, it seems to be away from the quarry, as is the other one I showed. Right here is another large pile. It had everything set up. Everything was up, including the telescope. I think the telescope went up in 1940, 41. So the last thing that he was putting up was his tower. And he was using 4 tripods at that time to do it. In this video, it appears he was just demonstrating some of his methods. That's all. He wasn't actually building as this video was being recorded. See the person up at the crescent moon there? He wasn't actually building, he was just showing some of his methods. And at that point in time, I don't believe that he showed how he carved the stone. He showed a pre-carved stone. So here it shows him pounding in the wedges, but in the meantime, he's already got the cable wrapped around and centered. There's tension on the stone. I'm not sure how he did that, if that was his method. Unless he'd already had everything cut out. He'd already had it set up so that it wouldn't damage the edges of the stone. See how it cuts into the very edges, but he didn't want the ends damaged. How he got the slabs of the roof on, I'm not sure. And the tripods themselves are not quite as tall as the obelisk. There's 4 of them, or there was 4 of them. And I think that is all my thoughts for today. I'll show you really quick what I've been working on here. Okay, so the way I've been visualizing it is Ed's working right here and pulling out that block that we see in the video and in all the postcard photographs. He's working right there. Don't mind the scale of the tripods and stuff. This piece here would have still been in here in the quarry where these tripods would have sat upon, and he worked his way back. After he built these walls over here, perhaps he worked his way back and he built the walls as he came back, and all that came up for walls. This wall here from the tower across was already built according to the pictures. As Ed was quarrying through here, he was adding all these stones. Into the tower. There was another quarry over here. Which isn't going to show up because of the computer I'm using. There's another quarry here. This part of the wall wouldn't have been up yet. And this is where we saw the logs down and the log rollers. All the way along here would have been a quarry as well. Everywhere you see that wall. Somewhere it was written it was like a moat going all the way around Ed's place. Or rock gate. It would make sense. So I do believe the telescope was erected in 1940. The video that Darren Nemeth released was copywritten in 1944. And in 1944, Ed was demonstrating. There was a wall up here, about to there, and through here. This is where Ed was demonstrating how to raise stone, how to move it with his come along. And then over here, in the postcard picture, shows Ed up there, and he's raising a stone going up into here. This stone right there. The other photograph shows this tripod here, that tripod there, that tripod there. In total, Ed had 4 tripods. I always thought he only had 3. The tower, I do believe, is the last thing that he built. And I have been working on Ed's place a little more. I went back to Ed's place and I'm redoing it, so I will do another video on Ed's place. There's a comparison between the two. I'll have plants up, all the trees. The way it all used to be. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.